kind of that 95 to 100 range is where we're seeing a lot of people. I'm seeing a 145. I don't know, maybe last year, 2 years ago. But yeah, high 90s. Good. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we're kind of at right now is in kind of those 90s, trying to upgrade some of the OVRs. We'll have some interesting players to showcase later in the show that I think could help with that, at least on like the heroes and maybe some of the MLS players as well. But before we get into all of that, chat, just want to give a little bit of an update. We're still getting some more details on potential like training transfer. I know we've been seeing that a lot in the community. So we're trying to get some more details ready to share with you guys at some point. Nothing right now concrete to share, but just know that we've been talking about it. Community is definitely being heard on that. So I'm interested in the next coming weeks or potentially month to share some more details about what that might look like, how that might affect training transfer in general. So as well, another thing to look forward to, I'm very excited, is our April 2nd show on Twitch and YouTube. So 2 weeks from now, we'll have information about a gameplay update coming to FC Mobile. So very excited about that. Been chatting and working a lot with Timo, the gameplay producer on the team, to put together a really fun video, as well as like a deep dive to explain the different updates coming to gameplay. So we're looking at some things. We're improving some passing, more reliable passing. Very excited about that one, as well as some improved dribbling and just general like pace and feel of players on the ball. So we'll have more details about what exactly that means. But just hearing from Timo and seeing some videos and working on the deep dives, I'm pretty excited, as well as some quality of life changes. I won't get into details, but it's things that the community's been talking about for a while in gameplay. So we're hoping this can kind of make it a much more enjoyable head-to-head versus attack and just general match experience. So I'm seeing some dubs in the chat. I think when we get to that show in 2 weeks, hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of dubs in the chat there. And then finally, for that April 2nd show, we'll have kind of a new head-to-head spectator feature where you're able to watch people play head-to-head modes, which is very exciting. I won't get into more details on that. We'll save it for that show. But it'll be kind of a cool way to see people play some matches in real time. So that is our April 2nd show. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here because we do have a lot of great content to go into for today. And then first off, I just want to go right into our first player banner. This is for Ramadan Festival. We've got the banner ready for you. Let's pull it up on screen. Here is our first banner. We've got a lot of banners for today. But Ramadan Festival with a 95 Çalhanoğlu, we got a 94 Konate, the 93 Adingra, and then a Dzeko, Ayew, Musa, Koulibaly, and then the 88 Diallo. Wanted to shout out. I know that a lot of people might have been excited for him. It's an 88, so I don't know if he's going to be making it into a lot of your teams, but I think for sentimental value from this past weekend, it could be fun to have in there. And then a few Super League players as well from the Turkey League, which is cool to see. I know like Çalhanoğlu, the 95, we'll check out his stats, but I know that Konate though has been requested for a while, so good to see him in there. But yeah, this is kind of the first look at Ramadan. Obviously not the highest OVRs, and I know the event hasn't been the most engaging, but there's some class players in there like that 93 Adingra as well. So we've got this one as our first player banner, but I want to get into our second one as well, our second reveal here, which is going to be week 4 of Heroes. These are some top players here that I think you guys will be excited about. 97 Papin, and then the 96 Okocha, and then everybody's favorite 95 Mascherano. It'll be fun actually seeing fully like 95 versions of Mascherano or higher, and then using a Mascherano into that 95. So technically you could get a 100 OVR Mascherano. Then we also have the Campos, which is a fun item there as the 94 goalie. And then we have Freddie Ljungberg and then Sidney Govou, followed by the Berbatov, who is going to be the UEFA Champions League hero, and we'll be able to see his chapter in a bit. So this is kind of our first look at heroes. What do we think, chat? Are we interested in that 97 or that 96 Okocha? I mean, personally, I've been using the UCL Okocha for a while, and I do feel like he's pretty smooth on the ball. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think about that 96. What do we think in chat? Some interesting items, right? Some of these heroes. So, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to go check out their stats. We'll have some more on that. But yeah, I'm seeing some people saying it looks interesting. Who are some other folks we're seeing? Okay, Okocha, nice. Mascherano, yeah. It's gonna be good to actually have like a fully ranked up Mascherano with Mascheranos. So those were heroes. We went through a couple player banners already. Let's bring up the MLS player banner here we have, which is for Team 1. So here we go, chat. Team 1 of MLS Kickoff. If you guessed it right, it was Messi, Herrera, Berkey, and the 96 cam is Messi. So he is the top OVR for the MLS players, but at cam, which is a bit of a different position from his usual right wing or his base CF, obviously. Suarez is coming in a future week. So this is week 1. It's not even a surprise at this point. Suarez will be in the event. He's just not in week 1 at this point. So I know a lot of people have been asking for him. He will be there, so hang tight. Yes, it's all good. But some other guys to look out for here that we haven't seen in a while was Benteke 95. We also have Ricky Puig. We see Insigne there at the 94. We have Jordi Alba at 94. And then some familiar faces that we've seen, and it's been a minute, like Timo Pukki. We also have Luis Muriel. There's Larramendi. So just kind of some interesting players here, chat. We'll check out the MLS event in just a bit. But I think that Messi stands out, that Benteke, even just like the Berkey, the 95 Berkey, I think will be a solid goalie. And then the Insigne has some good pace and agility. And then we'll check out also that Jordi Alba and some of the other guys. Lloris, yeah. So the way this MLS event's gonna shape up is like every MLS team is getting about 5 players each. So you'll see the Suarez, you'll see the Lloris, you'll see a lot of like the top players for each MLS team. So it's a bit of like you'll see them in either team 2 or team 3, which will be fun. So if you're asking about Suarez, yes, Suarez is coming. Don't worry about that. And as we finalize our last of the banners, we've got MLS icons/heroes for week 1. And here are the top ones to showcase. Every hero and icon in the MLS event has been connected to an MLS team in some shape or form. But right away, we've got the Stoichkov, we have the Mathaus, we have the Nesta, and then the Donovan. So we'll get into the event in just a bit. But that 95 Nesta should be interesting. He's in the past. We'll take a look at it. So the design does look nice. Like these MLS kickoff player items, very good looking, I will say. Especially when you get the icon/hero look here. And then that Stoichkov, that 97. What are you thinking, chat? And then obviously the 97 Mathaus there. Mateus. I was always getting the pronunciation wrong. Tak and I were like going back and forth on this, and we needed Jason to come in and be like, this is how you say it. It's always kind of a bit of a tough one here. I'm good with the French ones. I can do that one pretty good, like Papin, but Mathaus. But yeah, as for other icons and heroes that you associate with the MLS, they will be coming in future weeks. There's a lot of good-looking icons and heroes, because think about it. Who are all the icons and heroes who have played in the MLS? It's a long list. So if you're not seeing guys that you expected in week 1, they're going to be there in future weeks. So I already see people in chat talking about Beckham, for example. Like he'll be in this event, guys. It's pretty easy to predict. Whether or not the OVR will be what you expect it to be is another thing. But there's different versions, obviously, of the icons, and it'll be kind of fleshed out there. So Those were all 4 of our player banners to go through today. A lot of interesting player items there. I'm going to get the build, though, ready, chat. While I'm doing that, I want to know, what do we think so far? Out of those 4 banners, which one are you most excited for? Is it the Heroes? Is it Ramadan? Is it MLS Team 1? Or is it MLS Icon/Heroes? Which one looked the most interesting? And I'll just get the build here set up for you all. MLS Icons, yeah, I think that 97, the 297s there. Those ones are looking pretty interesting, right? Seeing some people mention MLS Team 1. I think that Messi looks very interesting. So we have the build ready here. We'll see if we can pull it up on screen if you guys see it. And you can see the new art here with Lloris, Messi, Herrera, and Insigne. And then the MLS kickoff banner. I'm seeing a lot of people dropping in like names of icons who have played in the MLS. Very good chance you'll see those if they have played at some point in the MLS. So we'll open up the event here and then take a look here at Major League Soccer. So right away when you come in, you'll be greeted by the standard matches that you'll be playing, as well as some skill games. These are refreshing daily, and then you come in, also there's an ad here, and what you'll be getting for completing these are just the MLS tokens. So very standard in terms of your main grind here, and then the pass points that will go towards the pass. So when you're going to be playing through these, the whole point is to complete those matches and skill games, and then you get progress along the reward path for collecting those MLS tokens. So there's also here is you can use your MLS tokens on this base pack here, which gets you some fodder players, but all the way up to 97, but most likely the 100k coins is what's interesting with a few fodder players. So you use those, and then when you use them, you get milestone progress. So we start here with a 90 OVR striker, Ebovisi, all the way to a Dudek. And then we get a logo here for the MLS supporter shield. And then there's different players that are untradeable. There's also the Mascherano here after 140 MLS tokens. There's also then the mega pack at the end. This Insigne obviously as an untradeable left wing is kind of interesting. We'll take a look at the stats in a bit. So you're just going to be using those tokens on this base pack here. And then every time you use it, you just get more progress along the milestone path. So pretty straightforward here. And then as mentioned, those skill games and matches give you pass progress, and we'll just go take a look at the pass first. And then this is where the 95 Nesta is going to be. And we'll just check out the pass here. There's that Davies from the previous pass as well on the premium side, but otherwise pretty standard things that you'll be noticing. Probably just want to mention that some of these are still work in progress, so there may be some slight changes, but obviously the player stays the same. But a 95 center back will be interesting, and also you get that Davies as well in there. So this is the first chapter here. Next, we'll move into MLS playoffs. So this is the second chapter, which is where you replay last year's MLS playoffs all the way to the MLS Cup. So you can tap here into each of the teams from the bracket, and you'll be playing these matches. And then to complete them, once you win, you go to the finals, and you do these on each side. Don't look at the rewards here. That's not what's interesting. It's more just completing the matches, because here you'll be getting different rewards once you win the MLS Cup, which is you win the 6 matches on either side, as well as acquiring 5 of these base packs, and then the 3 matches in the era chapter, which we'll check out in a little bit. But once you do that, there's going to be some milestones that will be interesting. So the Mascherano here, you complete the 3 quests. Then you also have the choice of a 90 to 97, which is tradable here, or the 92 to 97, which is untradeable. So some choices here. I assume a lot of you will go for that 91, but there's always kind of the interesting part of taking a shot at this 90 to 97 tradable, right? So I'm curious, chat, looking at this right away, what are we taking? Are we taking the 91 Mascherano, or are we testing out this 90 to 97? Or are you just saying, you know what, I want that 92 plus. I don't care if it's untradeable. What are we thinking, chat? Okay, I'm seeing a bit of mixed results here. I'm seeing obviously a lot of people with Mascherano, but you know, this 90 to 97, because look, if you do get some of these 94 pluses, 95 pluses, maybe it's interesting. But yeah, I think a lot of you will be going for the Mascherano, right? Yeah, that's fair. And then obviously through here is just the Ultra Pack here, some gems, a deck. So as mentioned on that last milestone was the Era chapter. We'll check this out. It's pretty much a review of like the iconic moments of the MLS, which is these different eras. So you kind of look at Donovan here in like the founding era of the MLS, which was when it started in the 90s into the early 2000s. And then you play these matches here. Again, coins aren't really what you're looking at. It's more just you get some 90 or 91, your choice, which is an untradeable. Something to use in exchanges or just in general if you really like a certain player. And then we go into the Resurgence era, which is the same thing with different players like Beckham, Henry, Keane, Nesta, Dempsey. And then from there you have your choice of the Beckham or the Henry. And then finally we get into the growing area here, which is where you see Kaká, you see Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Drogba, Pirlo, Rooney, and then you finish all those matches, and then you can choose between 90 Kaká or a 90 to 95 base icon. These all unlock weekly, so the first ones here are unlockable right at the start, and then from here in the Resurgence era, they'll unlock in week 2, and then in the growing era here, it'll unlock in week 3. So I don't think anybody's going to be like using any of these 90s in their starting lineup unless you're really excited about maybe like a 91 Henry, if you really want that and you're not using that 95 Henry. But for the most part, these are just to complete, to have some extra icons. And then who knows, in this 90 to 95, maybe you get the 95 Pele, but it's just kind of an extra chapter to get your milestone here in the MLS playoffs. So right down here, play 3 of the matches in the Era chapter just to complete these 3. So that's what we're looking at for this event. Is very like PvE match focused. You're just going to be checking out the matches. I don't assume these are going to be too tricky, but we'll check some out later in the show with like a full lineup. Just looking at the OVRs, they're pretty easy for the most part. And some of them actually might be auto-playable because you're already in the lead. And if you've got a decent OVR, should be pretty simple. And then same in the Era ones, just looking that you'll be able to like, yeah, you're just down 1-0, you're down 2-1. I don't assume anyone's really going to have a lot of trouble with these. But it's still something you got to complete. So from there, we'll take a look at the exchanges as well. There's just a couple exchanges. There's this daily upgrade exchange. We're going to use some tokens in there. And then another one for untradeable 85 plus. We won't check out the requirements, but they're there. Plus there are some heroes exchanges that we've been used to seeing for a while. Nothing crazy there. And then we had the Star Pass as well. And then once we're out of MLS here, oh, actually, I just forgot, in MLS, there's also some quests, which we'll take a look real quick. So these are all pretty standard quests, 100 goals in any mode, 80 goals for assists, 80 tackles, and then 20 first attack head-to-head or manager mode matches. Pretty standard stuff, but then completing the daily upgrade exchange 10 times does get you an Ultra Pack. The MLS upgrade exchange, 10 times gets you an ultra pack. So there's some extra quests here for ultra packs, which is slightly different if you want to go do these exchanges. So a bit more incentive, right? You get 2, 3, 4, 5 ultra packs from these quests, and then you finish all of that and you do get a mega pack there. And then there's also the 1,000 pass points on top. So kind of an interesting little addition here with the exchange quests, which will be worth doing just probably for these packs and really for the rewards here. And then in terms of heroes, we're looking at the same stuff. No massive changes here. But
решили предложить снова 97-й овер. Притом с игроками из прошлого события. А герои уступают большинству игроков из прошлого события, кроме скорости. Потому что 93-й тебе не нужен. Тебе нужен игрок с рангом. Если бы Бербатов что-то мог бы дать тебе, твоей команде, что-то интересное. Суперудар, допустим. Но ты бы его, может быть, и поставил в состав. Но так как тебе сам Бербатов ничего не дает, тебе 93-я карта, даже среднему игроку, она не нужна. Астон Вилла на морали. Астон Вилла по игре превосходит Тоттенхэм. Тоттенхэм по игре показывает очень слабую игру. Стабилен. Тоттенхэм добивался результата, но игры не было. А Барселона по игре в Ла Лиге, ну, по крайней мере, по созданным моментам, выше Реала стоит. А Тоттенхэм, там, по-моему, как Имью играет очень плохо по игре, но добивается результата. Почему нет событий в событии героя кумиров, событий героя? Ну, потому что герои это не кумиры. Это типа послабее, на уровень слабее. Ну, потому что события герои, там можно своих героев добавить. Это что же, это по типу как кумир, только не кумир, это герой. Коллаборация с Marvel, да, по-моему? Ман-Сити Постекоглу рассматривают в качестве сменщика Пеп. Да, Пеп пока никуда не собирается уходить. Я думаю, если рассматривать, то, наверное, Хаби Алонсо, Артета, либо Хави. Почему не добавить обмен на монеты непродаваемых? Ну, потому что у тебя много скопилось непродаваемых. Да, 2 обмена всего МЛС. Скучно в событии. Но нет турниров. Есть турнир с ботом, а так награды слабенькие. Нет повышения по овра. Игроки все-таки в мобилке привыкли, что им постоянно надо что-то крафтить. Что-то играть, что-то получать, чтобы получить награду. А теперь у нас, в принципе, ну, награды одни и те же. Уже полгода 97-й овер, наверное, будет. Да то никому не интересен 97-й. Многим не интересен 97-й овер. Потому что как только ты получил первого 97-го овера, тебе, наверное, больше 97-й овер, ну, особо и не нужен. Он не так интересен, не так привлекает. По статам, ну, в принципе, одинаково. По сути, ничего нового нет. А за испанец был. Ты имеешь в виду Альба? В МЛС или что? Центр форвард с пасом 70-20. Твой, а зачем тебе пас нужен на центр форварда? Ну, ну, кстати, скорость неплохую выдали. Вместе взятых. Может, он сейчас покажет команду МЛС? Антван сказал, что Суарес будет событие МЛС. Не переживайте. Примерно те события, когда следующее будут? Летом. Они это событие сместили на середину января. Может, что помешает им с мая сместить на середину июня, да? События тотцев. Они сместили на даты на где-то недели две. События тотцев и тотти. Раньше оно было конец декабря, конец мая, либо даже начало мая, то теперь это уже июнь и январь, середина. Хави не хватает опыта. Хави выиграл вообще-то Ла Лигу в прошлом году. Как-то странно, да? Вывел Барселону в этом году в 1/4. Странно, тренер, который выиграл Ла Лигу, который как игрок выиграл чемпионат мира, выигрывал Лигу чемпионов, тренировал в Саудовской Аравии, да, тренировал уже третий год, он, наверное, тренирует в Испании. Ну, как странно звучит, что ему опыта не хватает. Ну, по-моему, опыта... Ну да, я согласен. Если сравнить с Пепом, опыта не хватает. Но как игрок он много опыта имеет. Пак Джесун, левый полузащитник. Удивительно, но у Пак Джесуна на скорость будет, да, чуть побольше Маскерана. Опыта. Хави Реал обыгрывал 4-0 составом из воспитанников и свободных агентов. Он неплохой тренер, просто не хватает ему опыта. Патрик, ты 20-21. А знаешь, в чем ты противоречишь сам себе? Хави обыгрывал Реал игроками, которых он не хотел, которых ему привезли, да, поставили. Ты ими играй. И воспитанников своей школы, ну, по сути, состав собранный не по его желанию, да, потому что было из того, что есть, да, называется из говна и палок. Ну, это утрирую, все-таки там крутой состав, но тем не менее, это не Реал, который привозит тех игроков, которые надо. А куда ему еще дальше расти? Какого опыта ему еще надо, если он Реал 4-0 обыгрывает? Что значит не хватает опыта? Он составом, неполным составом, с недокомплектованный обыгрывает Реал 4-0. Ему не хватает опыта. По-моему, никому не хватит опыта Реала 4 играть. Альба, вот. Есть у нас Суарес? Внизу. Инсини. А может, на второй неделе будет Суарес? Бурки. Он сказал, что Суарес будет. Может, вторая неделя, кстати. Правый защитник. А так есть же этот правый защитник, как его? Карлос. Суарес будет на следующей неделе, Антван говорит. Не переживайте. Даже с моим знанием технического английского я знаю, что он говорит. Муншутейкер. Такое же событие, но с РПЛ. Дим, никогда не будет такого события с РПЛ. Во-первых, санкции и прочие вещи. Вообще-то, данная игра вообще не распространяется на территории России. А во-вторых, у них лицензии нет с РПЛ. Ну, кстати, Аршайн говорил там, что они якобы хотят сделать аналог FIFA консольной. Но пусть сначала сделает аналог FIFA мобильной, что проще намного. проще потеснить фифу на мобильном рынке, чем на консольном или ПКшном. Потому что консоли у вас нету, на ПКшном, да, рынке. Фифу можете потеснить. Нет. Проще на мобильном рынке потеснить фифу. Но, к сожалению, у нас, наверное, в России не понимают, да, наверное, и в Китае тоже, что если ей двигать, то, наверное, с мобильного сегмента. Это проще сделать. А, это он Путин. Да, это он Путину рассказывал. Там Газпром деньги очередные выделяет под что-то. РПЛ не продала свою лицензию, запросила много денег еще до вот этой всей фигни у FIFA, у eSports. И они не согласились, они продали лицензию в PES, а PES сказал, идите вы со своей лицензией, и оттуда выпилилась. А PES сама выпилилась, в eFootball непонятно. Месси, правый вингер, центр форвард, играет на ЦАПе. Ну, кстати, многие, может, возьмут Месси. 69. Обменов, кстати, на них не будет. Так что будут, наверное, достаточно дорогие игроки. БП можно, да, можешь сейчас покупать. А что тебе ждать? Если тебе нужен игрок, играть ими, и конкретно это, то да. Месси 5. Слабая нога пятерочка, кстати. Финта хватит, кстати, четверки за глаза. Почему у него 3 Бэдди пели? А, это. Я думаю, что 3 разные версии. Нет, наверное, 3 одинаковых игрока. Бентеки. Тройка. Нет, с тройкой даже в равной тяжеловато. И фин 3-3, Бентеки 3-3. Ну так себе. Я не знаю, что они сделали с ним. И нога тройка, и фин тройка. Хороший игрок, Антон говорит, Бентеки. Что же в нем хорошего? А зачем пятерка на финтах нужна? Я не знаю, зачем пятерка на финтах. Она никому, по сути, не нужна. Радуга не игровой финт. А так основные финты от четверки идут. Для равной там вообще двоечка финт самый, наверное, лучший. А под СА там четверочка дополнительный. Получается, зачем? Ну там четверка нужен финт, по сути двойка. 4 и двойка. Двойка нужен под равную, четверка нужен под СА и под равную. Обходить легко. Обводить легко. Кого ты собрался в радуге обводить? А кого ты на радуге? Ты бота имеешь в виду обходить? Так боты и так спокойно убиваются и без радуги. Зачем тебе радуга? Мы же говорим про СА и равную. Я просто не знаю. Радуга обходилась в 20-й версии хорошо. И Мобиле был такой игрок, у него была высокая радуга, он любого игрока проходил. Он вот таки шел на любого игрока, делал финт и шел спокойно, проходил. Сейчас так радуга не работает. Они, вот когда Immobile был в 20-й версии с радугой, они сделали эту радугу имбовой. И все бегали за этой радугой. Immobile там был, Гелсон, Неймар долгая радуга, кстати, тоже работала. И еще какой-то игрок. У меня бегали в атаке в 20-й версии 4 игрока на радуге. 3, получается, на обычной, и Мобиль был вообще имбой. И Неймар на долгой радуге. Они реально работали. А потом они фиксанули. И получается, тебе радуга не нужна была. Когда они сделали вот дополнительные какие-то финты, радуга по сути бесполезна стала. Она рандомна. Нет, смотри. Я тебе покажу финт. Я сейчас закончу танфан здесь. Я покажу тебе финт. Какой использовать надо. Да, уход с мечом. Это финт, который подходит под равную. Не, уход с мечом с пятки на пятку. Ложный удар с выходом это под равную. Чем он хорош, это ты на нем зарабатываешь фолы. Роналдо Чоп, если финта не хватает, подса. Но вот этот, получается, ложный удар с выхода используется исключительно под равную, потому что в овса там фол не считается. Фол это затяжка времени. Или Матеуш. Ну, Матеуш, наверное, получше будет. Ну, только что Родри в разы дешевле. Для цопника, наверное, не принципиально, если не выходит в атаку. Для цопника под равную, наверное, не принципиально. Под Сай, если выходит в атаку, лучше Матеус. Но лучше Матеус, но это не настолько принципиально, как для НАП. Если ты обоих раскачаешь, как бы нормально. Просто в большинстве случаев можно раскачать исключительно Родри. Матеус подороже будет в раскачке. Я считаю, что либо Родри, либо Матеус лучше тот, которого ты можешь раскачать до 25 уровня тренировки. Это же центральный защитник. Центральный. С такой скоростью. 94-й. Зачем? Кто выиграет Реал или Сити? Ну, букмекеры говорят Сити. Я тоже склоняюсь к Сити. 18 или Радуга была у Прайм Иконы Вандерсара. Пик, кстати, воспитанник Барса. Если я не путаю. Уход с мячом отстой. Нет, Патрик. Зря ты так. Проще всего уходить. Да он сейчас будет трещать, давай покажу. Пусть трещит. Все, в принципе. Закончил он с этим, будет рассказывать сейчас статы непонятные. Дай покажу тогда. Ну, какой ты имеешь в виду? Вот смотрите. Если подса. Финт. Палец, правда, болит. Не палец, вот эта фигня. К большому. Суарес будет, ребят, по Суаресу он будет на следующей неделе. Не сейчас. Антвин сказал, не переживайте, Суарес будет на следующей неделе. Подса, не считая сэра. В Донаруму возьми. Раскачаешь. Да любого бери, на самом деле. Там не принципиально, наверное. Ну вот, смотри. Вот финт, видишь? Дополнительный финт на 4.
Maybe doesn't tell the whole story. Right? What do we think, chat? Kanate? Are we thinking Kanate dub here? Yeah, 2-5. I mean, it's a center back, right? Do you really need weak foot on a center back? Right? Dub, yeah. I think it's a nice item. The other one as well was a Dingra here, which has the 101 pace and 94 dribbling. He's been playing really well for Brighton. Let's see if he's got a secondary position. Last I checked, he did. Yeah, he's got right wing, left mid, CF. Pretty versatile there. He's a 93, so it's one of those where, like, maybe you can slot him in because he does seem pretty agile. He's got the 102 agility. and then 102 acceleration and sprint speed. But 3.5, he's got high medium. Yeah, Chad, I'm seeing a lot of people still ask about Suarez. He will be coming, so don't worry about Suarez there. Let's check out Edin Dzeko here. Not the paciest. He's got decent physicality. And then I don't think he's got... Yeah, he doesn't have a secondary position on Edin Dzeko here. Otherwise, I know for you Super League fans, this will be a nice one to add. For Fenerbahce. High medium on Dzeko here. And then the other one here was Altamari. He had a really good Asian Cup. If you guys remember, he had a previous item in National Heroes, and now he's got the 92. Does he have a secondary? Yeah, he's got right wing, right mid. So I know a few people have been asking for a better item for him, and here he gets it. 5'4", some good agility, high medium. Also, another one I just wanted to shout out here was for all you Indonesian fans. There is a new Indonesian player added into the event, Elkan Baggett in League One. So I know this is a bit of more of a niche one, but I know Indonesia has got a big community out there, and they've been asking for more Indonesian players. And this is a very solid center back at 89 with 92 physical and 89 defending. So just wanted to do a quick shout out to the Indonesian fans out there. I'm sure he will be slotting into your teams along with that Walsh item from National Heroes, or National Valor, sorry. And then another one as well, just wanted to highlight, is we did add a number of... Oh, actually, before I get into that, there's also Diallo here. Wanted to shout him out just because of what happened over the weekend. So it's just kind of a fun one here. The defending and physical leave a lot to be desired, but if you're looking for a fun United item to replicate what happened on the weekend, maybe he's there. But the other one I wanted to add in here is for all you ISL fans. There are a number of ISL players that are also coming into the game soon. I just want to highlight that. It's always fun when we get more items from other leagues. And here we go. We've got a number of there. We got Abdul Samad, Kuriniani, Akhtar, Rafic, Farouk, and Nasiri. So if you're an ISL fan, you've got some choices. They're all in the 80s, but it's still a fun one for the Indian folks out there that follow and want to maybe make it more of a theme squad. You've got that. And then we also had the Indonesian one before. So it's always fun trying to like add in some players from different regions and get that going. So I think for the most part, we filled in most of the players here. We have Emre Can. We also have Fakir. Some of these players. It's always tricky to tell like who's week 1, who's week 2 for Ramadan Fest. But seeing some people in chat, we need Bangladeshi players. We'll try our best here to try to get as many different countries. It's always tricky, but we try our best there. So yeah, we're kind of at that point where we've gone through everything, all the new content. I don't think there's anything in challenge mode actually. Last I checked. No, it's pretty simple. It's still heroes. So we're going to get going, chat, on some of these matches here. But while we do the matches with the MLS lineup, we're going to be kicking off the giveaways for your choice of any player that we showed off today. So your choice. It could be some of those heroes, or could be the 97 hero we saw. Could even be one of the new icons from the MLS event. Could be the 96 Messi. It's really your choice with the giveaway. But we are doing that on Twitch exclusively. So if you want to enter, make sure you head over to Twitch for the giveaway. If you're not bothered by it, just stick around. I'm going to be playing through some of these matches here as we run those. And I'll try to do some Q&A while we're at it. So make sure to drop some questions in chat as well. And I'll answer some while I try not to lose here in the PvE match. So I'm seeing some questions. When is the update released? So this is coming out Thursday, UTC time, so regular reset. You'll have all these new players, the new event, etc. As for that update I mentioned, that's the April 2nd show is when we're going to showcase it. So it'll be a gameplay update. But as for like the confirmed update date, we'll reveal that when we're at that April show in 2 weeks time. But I'm looking forward to it. I've been working with Timo and like the team, and some of the gameplay changes are looking quite promising, and it kind of feels different on the ball. So I'm hoping like the videos we show can like highlight that, because it's been a lot of things the community been asking for, which is cool to see. Let's see some other questions here. Walkout. Don't have a walkout to show here. Let's see some other questions I can answer. I know a lot of people are asking about certain players from certain countries. We'll always try our best here, chat, to get as much diversity in the game. It's tricky though, trying to stay on theme, trying to find players that are in the game. That's always a tricky one. So like I know was looking at one point for, I believe it was like a Pakistani player, and then like some players transfer, they change teams, so it makes it tricky. Oh, there you go. Hey, score with Messi. There you go. So we're going to get the giveaways going here. The hashtag is hashtag MLS. So make sure if you want to be in the giveaway, drop hashtag MLS. It is Twitch only. So head over to the Twitch channel if you want to enter. If not, stick around on YouTube. I'll be answering some questions and trying not to embarrass myself in this PvE match. And there you go, Stoichkov into the middle. There we go. Suarez, yeah, I feel like I've answered that like 5 times. Suarez is coming to the MLS event. He is added to it. So I know there's been some guesses around that. Yes, he will be there. He's just not in Team 1. So you'll have to see him in future teams. Let's see. Oh, that is a rough finesse. Okay, so we have our first winner up here. Let's bring it out. We have Eleg191007. So Eleg191007. You get to choose any player from the event that we showed off, and we'll be able to grant that when the event is live tomorrow. So exciting if you got that. I hope you guys ignored that really awful finish that I had. Let's see if I can make up for it. So yeah, these are pretty easy PvE matches. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a cough. I'm just kind of like lingering, right? You know, when you get that, it's kind of like scratchy throat. So try not to cough in the mic when I can. But yeah, I'm getting better though. Feeling pretty good for the most part. But let's get our second winner up here. It's gonna be Ahmedma222. So congrats. Let's see Insigne. Ooh, that's right into the goalie. Not great. Are we gonna fix Lolo? We'll check it out. We'll take a look. I remember like seeing that in like previous versions, and I think we'll see what we can do on that one. It's always tough to confirm like player changes. Vela, I don't know about Vela. I think like that's one that you'll have to wait and see on. Training transfer, yeah, we're hoping to have some more information to share with the community about like what the plans are for that. I just know that like it's being talked about. It's definitely something we've been working towards in some capacity. Like, don't have details exactly that I can share, but it is something we've been talking about. We've got our third winner here. That is VuMax_10. So congrats. Where's Salah in the Ramadan event? I think that just came down to he was in the Make Good. Like we gave out that Team of the Week version. But it's just like he's gotten so many items that's what I always want to know from the community is like, after a while, you don't want to see the same player items, right? Like the same guys get the same ones, and it's just like 1 or 2 OVR difference. Like obviously some players are unavoidable, like they're gonna be in Toddy, and even if they got something earlier, it's gonna be tricky. But like when you have the choice, right? You want some different players, some different faces. Like I think we can all agree on that one, chat. You don't want to see like duplicate items from just like a different player item art. Let's get our 4th winner up here, which is Soham Spidey. Congrats. So if you win on Twitch, look out for a whisper from someone on the team, probably Jason, and we'll make sure to grant that player over to you when we can. We also have the 5th winner here, which is Skies Are Purple. Congrats there, 5th and final winner. Let's see, any other questions here? Envelope animation, I assume you mean walkout. Don't have one to show here. What about unranking 90 plus untradeable that we have used Masharanos on? And that's kind of a tricky one. I think that's like perhaps where like a future training transfer might fall into place. Like that's kind of the big thing is like a lot of people are scared to use their Masharanos on untradables, right? Like it's kind of the thing where it feels like a sunk cost. And like untradables, unless you love the player and you're willing to commit to the player for months, it's always going to be like a bit of a scary proposition. So yeah, I think that one's always a tough one. And I think like we give out a lot of untradables, and it's kind of like you're ending up with all these untradables, and you're asking yourself like, what do I do? Do I go to the market and spend 50, 100 million coins, or sorry, yeah, 100 million coins to like rank it up with the tradable version? But then you have to be sure that's someone you want to be using. So it's tricky. Oh, that is a nice finesse. Guys, Insignia's got a nice looking finesse there. And he's got that heart celebration too. Let's see, any other questions before we call it here? We'll have some more event info as well next week, so keep an eye out for some more events. We showed off a lot today. There's a lot of players we showed off. We'll check out in future weeks. Our next show is April 2nd, where we have all like that update info. But then as for like future events, we'll have one. There's some new stuff as well coming next week, so won't spoil it, but keep an eye out for that. So we wrapped up our giveaways. We went through MLS players and icons. We checked out new heroes, new Ramadan Festival players, went through the event. A lot of players here. It was, as always, a pleasure chatting with you guys. Try to answer as many of these questions as I can. But I know for sure I want you guys to be here. April 2nd, UTC will be a really fun show. Can't wait to show off the new gameplay changes, some new things coming out. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. But as always, it's been a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And we'll catch you later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
몰라. 얘는 너 이제 여러 사람 하나